There will always be that popular friend group that everyone wants to be a part of. One day, Millie, the leader of the group, wanted to have a sleepover at her house tonight.
Guys, want to come at my house and have a sleepover? It'll be so fun.
They all agreed on going. At 9:30, everyone was at her house. They were thinking of fun stuff they should do, until Ivan came up with an idea.
How about we watch a horror movie?
Oh my god, yes. We definitely should. There's this movie called Bloody Mary that just released.
They decided to watch Bloody Mary. The movie was about two teenagers that wanted to try the Bloody Mary game. How the game works is, you have to go to the bathroom, turn off the lights, light up a candle and say Bloody Mary 3 times. If you do it, Bloody Mary will appear in the mirror and chop your head off. That's exactly what happened to the teenagers in the movie. The movie was about to end, so Daniel said,
Guys, how about we try the Bloody Mary challenge?
They all thought it was a good idea and wanted to do it. They knew Bloody Mary was fake, but wanted to do it for fun anyway. But something they didn't realize after the movie ended.
I had a good friendship with my friend Maya. We'd text each other every day, went to classes together, hanged out after school too, but she always took the spotlight. She was more popular at school, and prettier than me, and so much more, but I still really loved her. She was a good friend. Years passed by and we were still friends, until she stopped going to school, stopped answering my texts, and I haven't even seen her in weeks. I was worried, and she soon was reported missing. I was devastated. Years later, I graduated college, had more friends now, and I heard they finally found Maya. I was shocked. That couldn't been Maya, because I was the one that murdered her and buried her years ago.
Me and my friend were having a sleepover. We had so much fun, played lots of games, ate a lot of pizza, and watched a lot of horror movies. My friend soon felt tired, so she fell asleep quickly. But I wasn't tired at all. I decided to go outside for some fresh air. I was admiring how beautiful the city was at night. But it was really cold, so I went back inside. But then, I thought I saw something, but I figured I was startled after all those horror movies, so I went to sleep, not thinking anything about it. I woke up in the morning, horrified to see my friend's dead body that was stabbed multiple times.
A woman named Grace was found murdered at her friend's wedding.
Hey Lena, that's your friend, right?
Oh my gosh, that's awful. She was so sweet. Who would do such a thing? Well, I'm going to check up on her parents. See you.
This all happened when I was a child. I was the only child at that time, and will always be. I moved out of my hometown to another village far away. It looked like an abandoned village, but I was only 10 at that time, and didn't think anything of it. I was unpacking my stuff, and found a diary. Well, that's what I thought it was. Now I understand what it was. A warning. When I opened the diary, it was written by a girl named Sophie. There was a bunch of bloodstains on it. I opened the first page, and it said,
Hello, if you're reading this right now. I'm probably dead by now. My name is Sophie. Read this carefully, please. Rule number 1, don't ever be awake at 2 a.m. Rule number 2, don't ever open the door's basement. Rule 3, and the most important one, if you see two figures that look like your parents, with bloody stains on their clothes, whatever you do, don't make eye contact with them. Those are not your parents. If you make eye contact with them, they will trap you in the basement, just like they did to me.
Every day I used to come and babysit this little girl. Her parents always came home late, and every time they came home, they'd have bloody stains on their clothes. But I didn't dare to question them. because they easily get mad, and as soon as they come home, the little girl always begs me to stay and not go. I was always so confused on why. As soon as I leave, I hear screams of that poor girl. I assumed she just didn't want to go to bed. The next time I came to babysit her, I saw her mom putting makeup on her. That's when I knew they were abusing her, 'cause I can still see the scars. I asked the parents if I can take her to the beach. They agreed with no hesitation. So the parents left. I put my hand on the girl's shoulder and told her, "I know everything. I'm gonna report them to the police. You're gonna be just fine." On our way to the police, I looked to my right to look at the little girl just to find out she was not next to me. I turned around just to see her with her parents, while her father holding a gun.
Don't you think we're going too far? No, just come on. Don't be a loser. Don't call me that, but okay.
I was always a good student. My parents were successful, and I had lots of friends. But one day, I came back from school after a long day, and my parents hit a bombshell on me.
Isabel, we're moving out to a new place, which means you're getting enrolled in a new school.
My mother said. I really didn't want to leave. However, my father reminded me that I didn't have a choice, and we moved out the following week. The second I stepped foot in that school, I felt something weird about it. Everyone had the same creepy face, and I always felt stares. I didn't think much about it and thought it was just an event at the school since Halloween was near. But when I got to class, even the teachers had the same creepy face. When class ended, I immediately ran to the bathroom. But on the way there, I bumped into some of the students.
So, you're the new student?
A girl asked me.
You look a bit different. Let me fix that for you.
She then grabbed a knife from her pocket, while the others held me still. The girl holding the knife came closer and closer and...
Hi there.
Hi.
Are your parents home?
No, actually this isn't my house, this is my friend's house.
Okay. What about her parents? Are her parents home?
No, her mom's at home.
Ah. Can you just hold on to these for me?
Oh yeah, sure.
Great. If you scream, I'm gonna shoot you.
I was always so jealous of my sister. She was always in the spotlight. She was better at everything. That's when I first fell in love with the most handsome prince around, but he had other plans. I was so sick of this. I wanted to put an end to this before her coronation. It was easier than I thought. But I'm not done just yet. Perfect. I look just like her.
Oh my gosh, she's gone.
They tried searching for me, but soon gave up.
Will you marry me?
Oh my goodness. Of course. But just before my coronation, I heard her voice in the crowd. My town had a recent kidnapping, so I decided to learn Morse code to stay safe, in case I was the next victim and needed a way to contact the police. But whenever it rains, the raindrops keep telling me to get out.
So you're running late, and it's not even like you. You were doing so well. Did a dog eat your homework again? I can't help my...
Blair was known for having the library as her safe place. She would spend her days reading and sketching anything she could see. One evening, Blair was out for a walk. However, it began to rain. Desperate for some shelter, she stumbled across an old abandoned bookstore. and she decided to stay there until the weather got better. She occupied herself with many books. However, one of them caught her eye. An old, mysterious book bound in worn leather. Intrigued, she opened it and started reading. Halfway through the book, she realized that the story seemed oddly familiar. It was describing her current life. As she flipped through the pages, her heart dropped when she saw an image of a girl who looked exactly like her. Shocked, she continued to read until she stopped at a page. She stared in horror at the words on the pages, which were describing how her father was going to kill her. She checked her phone only to see her father calling. Hands shaking, she answered.
Dad?
Come home, sweetheart. It's getting late.
Once there was a girl named Jenny. She was like all the other girls, except for one thing. She always wore a green ribbon around her neck. There was a boy named Alfred in her class. Alfred liked Jenny, and Jenny liked Alfred. One day he asked her, "Why do you wear that ribbon all the time?" "I cannot tell you," said Jenny. But Alfred kept asking, "Why do you wear it?" And Jenny would say, "It is not important." Jenny and Alfred grew up and fell in love. One day, they got married. After their wedding, Alfred said, "Now that we are married, you must tell me about the green ribbon." "You still must wait," said Jenny. "I will tell you when the right time comes." Years passed. Alfred and Jenny grew old. One day, Jenny became very sick. The doctor told her she was dying. Jenny called Alfred to her side. "Alfred," she said, "now I can tell you about the green ribbon. Untie it, and you will see why I could not tell you before." Slowly and carefully, Alfred untied the ribbon, and Jenny's head fell off.
I was always afraid of monsters, especially the monster under my bed. Though whenever I told anyone about it and how unsafe I felt, they'd call me childish and laugh at me. One night, I had a huge fight with my family, and I ended it by rushing to my room, jumping into bed, and completely forgetting about the monster as I fell asleep. The next morning, I woke up with blurry vision and a painful headache. Assuming it was from last night's fight, I hopped out of bed to get some painkillers. As I passed my mirror, I caught a glimpse of red from the corner of my eye. I quickly went back for a second look, and I almost threw up. My clothes were stained with dried blood, and my hands were covered in red. I rushed out of my room to tell my parents, but I stopped dead in my tracks. My whole family, dead on the floor, their soulless eyes wide open. I dashed back to my room to grab my phone and call the police. But my heart dropped when I saw the pistol next to my phone. I froze.
"Open the door! Police!"
I walked towards the door, trembling in fear as I unlocked it. cops quickly bolted past me, and I was arrested on the spot.
I heard a blood-curdling scream in there. I thought it was best to dial 911.
I heard my neighbor explain to the cops as I stood there looking pathetic and confused. So now you know my story. What else could...
Ms. Carlton, I have to know. Was this monster ever stopped?